Welcome to Facts TV News, where everything is true. PNP expressed gratitude to Lisa Hanna for serving to party and country. The People's National Party PNP has expressed gratitude to party member Lisa Hanna for service to her constituency and party following news of her intentions to leave representational politics. In a release on Tuesday, PNP leader Mark Golding said, "Comrade Hanna's commitment to Jamaica remains an inspiration to our youth and those looking to enter representational politics. I look forward to continue working with Comrade Hanna on areas in which she is passionate and has achieved significant results." After serving 3.5 terms as Member of Parliament for St. Ann South, Hanna announced her intentions to exit representational politics and therefore will not be seeking re-election at the next general election. She has, however, committed to serving her constituency through to the end of her term. The PNP says it will now be working closely with the executive of South East St. Ann to arrange a suitable occasion to honor Hanna for a tremendous work she has done. Representational politics is a labor of love, and Comrade Hanna has certainly given her best in service to her country. The entire Jamaica should join us in thanking her for her service and wishing her the very best as she charts her way forward, the PNP release read. There have been mixed reactions to Hanna's announcement that she intends to make her exit from representational politics. While the revelation came as a surprise to many, some expressed that they saw the move coming after Hanna narrowly won her bid for Member of Parliament MP for St. Ann South in the last general election. Since her announcement, some social media users have been taking to various platforms to wish her well, while others are hoping her exit is short-lived and that she will re-enter the political arena again in the near future. With Hanna's pending exit, some users believe the PNP has lost an invaluable member of its team, a shift that will prove even more detrimental for an opposition they say have been trying hard to put up a united front. Here are some of the social media reactions to Hanna's announcement. "No, we need strong opposition and only Lisa makes sense over the other side," a person wrote. "The writing was on the wall. We could see from her movements. Best wishes," stated one person. If the JLP is winning elections based on primarily on the popularity of PNP and Johannes, then the PNP has no chance of returning to power without Lisa Hanna. Sometimes popularity carries more weight than brilliance. Anyhow, she must have something bigger in mind. I wish her the best, one person wrote. "I am surprised by this move, but all the best with your future," stated another. One Facebook user wrote, "Miss Hanna, you have made your decision. But I, for one, I am truly going to miss you leaving the PNP camp. I admire you so much and your down-to-earth relationship with people, especially children. Wherever you go from here, I pray God's blessing continue with you. All the best in the future. Great move. There is no future there as your party is well on its way to the dumps. They're making no sense, especially with that leader," stated one Facebook user. Government mobilizes response mechanisms to assist downtown residents left homeless by fire. The government has mobilized response and support mechanisms to assist residents of Kingston Central following a flare up of violence and firebombing that has left several residents homeless. More than 30 residents of Smith Lane and James Street in downtown Kingston lost their homes to fire. Prime Minister Andrew Holness, along with other government officials, visited the community on August 9 to get a first-hand assessment of the situation and speak with residents. Mr. Holness said the affected residents will get help to rebuild their homes through the social housing program. He noted that if there is an issue with land ownership, the government has laws that can be used to rectify that.
We do have what we now call the new social housing program, where you would have seen me going around assisting persons with new housing solutions. We could do an intervention in an urban setting like this. In fact, there is an element of the program designed to do that. So we are going to intervene using the new social housing program, and we will put some new units. But before we do that, we need to establish who owns the land. There are several lots like this where the owners have migrated. You have put it in a euphemistic way. You said they have given up on the land and therefore you are here. But we always have to respect people's property rights. Even if they don't show interest, we respect their property rights. So we will have to engage the owners of the property And who knows, maybe we will have to acquire it. The government does have some powers in law to acquire property for a public purpose, and it is our intention, therefore, to look in these communities to see what properties are available that we can acquire in mass and start to regenerate these areas for the benefit of the people who are living here. The government doesn't make these decisions without thorough planning. The zone of special operations is a government intervention that is resource intensive, and it is designed to ensure that peacekeeping can be conducted in areas which are in conflict. People see the front face of the zone of special operation being the policemen and the soldiers and their assets in the area, but they don't see the level of planning and organization that goes into it to make it a sustainable intervention, and that takes time to put in place. The solution really is to have a zone of special operation being your first concentric circle of intervention, and then around that you build what we would then call a state of public emergency limited to a specific area, which would increase the powers and flexibility of the security forces to respond, which was a strategy we used in St. James. You made the point for me that some people just want to leave because the crime and the other issues make it difficult to live, but you have something called agency, meaning you have the ability to determine how your life is going to turn out. As difficult as your conditions may seem, you have to take responsibility and ownership, and if everyone who lives in these areas take responsibility and ownership, the quality of life can improve. I know that for some people you might be saying, what is the Prime Minister saying, that you can stand up against gunmen and so forth and so forth and so forth? Obviously, that's not what I'm saying. When the community remains silent, when people who know better don't do better, then it gives the tacit approval for criminals to take over. What we want in the regeneration is not just to regenerate the buildings, but to regenerate the sense of community and ownership. How are we going to own our community and say to the gunman, who may be my brother or a relative, listen, this has to stop.
More than 900 murders so far this year. The country recorded 909 murders as at midnight, August 8. This represents a 3.3% increase compared to the similar period last year. 2021 figures show that 880 murders were recorded for the period under review. The latest statistics released by the Jamaica Constabulary Force also showed that since the start of the year, shootings have declined by 7%. St. James with 126 homicides, Westmoreland 85, St. Andrew South 78, Catherine South 76, and Clarendon 54 are the top 5 murderers of the 19 divisions in Jamaica. There is also a decline in the number of persons injured and raped. The other major crimes such as robbery and break-ins are up. Prime Minister Andrew Holness stated, every Jamaican wants to own their own home, and the government has committed to creating 70,000 new housing solutions for first-time homeowners.
Another significant challenge that we are focusing on is the eternal struggle for land and shelter ownership. This administration has committed to creating 70,000 new housing solutions for first-time homeowners. This morning, I had the occasion to do an interview, and upon exiting the studio, I was met by someone who worked at the studio, and her question to me was, Prime Minister, I have made my NHD contributions, I've gone to apply for a house, and I can't be successful. I've never been successful. There is a sense of injustice and inequity in housing in Jamaica. And I wish the people of Jamaica to know that the government understands this. We acknowledge it on both sides. It is not a political problem. It is an economic problem. The truth is that the NHD has, in the last 7 years, more than doubled the number of housing units that it has put on the market. It has significantly increased the number of mortgages. We have made interest rates at the level of 0% for low income. But the problem is, as the Minister of Finance always points out, we have a supply side problem. We don't have the contractors, the systems in place to produce housing units at the price point that people need. So we have redirected the NHD to focus almost exclusively on that. So, Madam Speaker, already the NHD has committed to build 43,000 housing solutions. The vast majority of them will be affordable or low-income earners. They have, Madam Speaker, done an amazing job. They have already, out of that 43, delivered just over 6,000 housing units. Together between the NHD, the HAJ, the social housing program, and what we're doing in the Bernard Lodge development area, we are very close to having 10,000 units already delivered out of that.
Please remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell.